A single pink plum blossom petal drifts through the air. We watch as it descends into a thick, rippling pool of deep crimson, not water, but the fresh blood of the fallen. A lifeless body lies face down in the gore, and a heavy boot stomps directly into the puddle, sending a splash of red across the stone. We pan up to see the back of a martial artist bearing the symbol of the just standing before a massive, sprawling army. Thousands of warriors from the great sects have gathered under a burning twilight sky, their banners fluttering as they face the gates of the Manhwa sect. The atmosphere is suffocating. We see the leaders of the righteous factions, Shaolin monks and Wudang masters, trembling with a mix of fury and pure, unadulterated terror. They can't believe their eyes. One leader gasps, asking if this ruin is truly the prestigious Manhwa they once knew. A Shaolin monk slams his staff down, chanting, Amipa, as he tries to process the desecration. This isn't a battle, it's a slaughterhouse. They scream that this is the work of a demon, demanding to know who has drenched the mountain in so much blood. Suddenly, the chatter stops. Someone is approaching through the mist. Through the haze of dust and death, a lone figure emerges. We see a dying plum blossom swordsman, his body mangled and leaning on his broken blade, coughing out his final breaths. He delivers the chilling truth: the entire Manhwa sect was wiped out by just one man. Before the army can even process the horror, a blinding flash of jagged red energy erupts. A massive shockwave of killing intent tears through the front lines, sending bodies flying like ragdolls. The sect leaders lose their minds, screaming for everyone to attack and block the monster. But it's too late. We see a horizontal red slash divide the world, followed by a geyser of blood as warriors are cleaved in half instantly. Amidst the swirling red aura and the wreckage of the temple, the perpetrator stands tall. A high-ranking master roars for the bastard to show himself, and we finally get a look at our protagonist. He's a nightmare in human form, shirtless, lean muscles corded with tension, and drenched from head to toe in the blood of his enemies. He holds a severed head casually by the hair, looking at the legendary masters of Shaolin, Wudang, and Qingqing with a bored, predatory gaze. He mocks them, noting they've gathered quite a crowd. He scratches his head with his bloody sword hand, complaining that he only came here because he heard Manhwa was the strongest. He drops the severed head of the Manhwa sect leader like trash, sighing that rumors can never be trusted. When the remaining masters growl in outrage, he just smirks. He tells them that since they came in a pack, they must be stronger than the trash he just killed, right? The just leaders launch a desperate, combined ultimate technique, their auras clashing in a kaleidoscope of light. But our MC, he just smiles wider, his eyes glowing with a manic, psychopathic joy. He whispers that this place really is fun, and then, the world glitches. The high-octane Murim world dissolves into digital static. We see our MC, Dong Bongsu, sitting in a dark, cramped apartment. He pulls off a high-tech VR headset, sweat dripping down his face. He's back in the real world, breathing hard, wondering if a combined attack from that many masters is still a bit too much for him to handle. We see the game case on his couch, Murim Online, a hyperviolent VR sim known for its gratuitous gore and severed limbs. While the world demands the game be shut down, Bongsu is addicted. He turns on the news, seeing a report about a missing corporate executive named Mr. No. Bongsu stares at the screen, muttering that he'll have to be more discreet next time. The scene shifts to a dark, damp basement. A man is tied up, sobbing and begging for his life. It's Mr. No. Bongsu approaches him, dragging a heavy sledgehammer across the concrete. When No begs for help, Bongsu grabs him by the jaw, his eyes cold and empty. He isn't there to rescue him. Bongsu tosses a pile of photos onto the floor, disturbing images of women No had kidnapped and tortured. Bongsu sneers, telling the carnivore that he only became prey because he was a monster himself. No tries to fake repentance, wailing for mercy, but Bongsu doesn't feel a shred of empathy. He raises the sledgehammer high, the head of the tool glowing with a sinister purple light. He tells No that the phrase, "spare me," is getting a bit old. He brings the hammer down with a sickening crunch, but No isn't dead yet. The executive snaps, his eyes turning bloodshot as he pulls a hidden weapon, screaming that Bongsu is dead meat. A brutal, close-quarters brawl breaks out. No swings a heavy pipe, but Bongsu moves with the unnatural fluid grace of a man who has spent thousands of hours in a combat sim. He dodges a lethal blow and counters with a punch so powerful it shatters No's jaw and sends him spiraling into the wall. As No crawls away, leaving a trail of teeth and bile, Bongsu delivers his philosophy: most humans are herbivores, and a few are carnivores who hunt the weak. But Bongsu, he is the hunter who preys on the carnivores. The basement is suddenly flooded with light as the police kick in the door. A detective named Jiangtae enters, gun drawn, ordering Bongsu to freeze. Bongsu doesn't even flinch. He points at the mangled No, telling the cops they're shooting the wrong guy. But the detective doesn't care about Bongsu's vigilante justice. He sees a psychopathic murderer who has kidnapped and killed multiple people. Bongsu realizes that talking to the law is useless. He grips his hammer, ready to go out in a blaze of glory. The detective doesn't hesitate, he fires. A live round tears through Bongsu's chest. As he falls, the world slows down. Suddenly, his eyes snap open. He's gasping for air, lungs burning. He's alive, but the environment has changed. He's in a dark, wooden room. A man in ancient robes stands over him, cursing him for being a pain in the neck to drag from the marketplace. The man grabs Bongsu by the throat, threatening to kill him for real tomorrow. Bongsu looks at his hands. They are emaciated, covered in scars and mysterious wounds. This isn't his body. He crawls to a window, looking out at a sprawling ancient city under a giant moon. The realization hits him like a lightning bolt. The architecture, the energy in the air, it's exactly like the game. He's been reincarnated. A terrifying, wide-mouthed grin splits his face, his red eyes glowing with pure insanity. His wish came true. He is finally in the world of the strongest. Welcome to Murim Online.